Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Welcome to Geography class. My name is Michael Opoli Peter. We'll be looking at the second topic today, that is local geography. From our first discussion, we said that geography is the study of our environment, and as a geographer in making, you must know your locality, you must know your environment, you must know things that are around you. It is only then that you practice what you learn in the class. That is the essence of this topic. We call it local geography. You look at, by the name, local geography is the study of our local environment. Study of our local environment. And whenever we are talking about environment, we are talking about either your physical environment and your socio-cultural environment. What do we mean by physical environment? Physical environment involves something like our mountains around us, rivers around us, valleys around us, vegetation around us. All these are the example of physical environment. Then when we talk about socio-cultural environment, we talk about school, marketplace, worship center, and so on and so forth. So how do we study this environment? You know, when we talk about the local geography, how does it concern us? There are some of the local government today that are named after a certain features in the environment. Let me give you an example. For instance, if you go to Kogi State, there is a local government called Omala local government. Omala local government, the name of that local government is Omala. Omala is a river. It's a river, but out of this river, a local government was named out of it. Let us step further. I think you must have heard of Niger State. Niger is a state in Nigeria, but the name Niger came from a river, River Niger. River Niger originated from Futajalon Mountain in the Republic of Guinea, passed through Nigeria, and Nigeria deems it fit to name a state after this river. Also, let's look at a state called Kogi. Kogi in Hausa is a big water body, because we have Benue and Niger meeting together in Lokoja. The government of Nigeria deems it fit to name a state. So whenever we are talking about local geography, we are talking about our locality and how it affects us, the physical environment and the socio-cultural environment, the setting up of markets, the setting up of schools, the setting up of worship centers. All these are the part of our environment. We interact with them and they also interact with us. So that is what we mean by local geography. The definition therefore is where we are talking about the study of our local environment. An environment is divided into two, as I said. We have the physical environment and we have the socio-cultural environment. Now, let's look at an environment. We say that environment is made up of both living and non-living. In a biotic environment, that is living environment, we have a group of people that lives either as a village, either as a town, or either as, other form of settlement. But looking at this topic, local geography, we are looking at what is a village. What is a village? A village, by the definition of geography, is a small nucleated settlement formed from a community of people that decided to come together. And one of the characteristics of village is that they may be of people from the same cultural background, they may be speaking the same language, they may even be worshiping the same God, either God of heaven or any other God. But when we are talking about village, number one, there are people, a small nucleated environment. The population is not up to 1,000. And one of the characteristics of a village is that they are purely what? They are purely farmer. They can be farmer, they can be fishermen, or any profession they decide to take. And another characteristic of a village is that there is little or no social amenities. And I believe as a student, you may have come from one village or the other. So go back to your village and find out whether you are really from a village or from town, because some of us are in town and we cannot, or we don't want to associate with the people from village. But remember that whether you are in town or you are in city, you are from a village. And the reason why we teach this topic under geography is this. Many of our students, I gave this as an assignment to my students some time ago, to name their local government and 10 villages including their own. Many of them could not, they failed. It's a serious thing. So as we are studying this topic, go back, reflect. Do you even know the name of your village to start with? Do you know the closest river to your village? Do you know how the name of your village, came to be? These are some of the questions. In doing that, you are studying what we call geography, because you are dealing with aspect of geography we call local geography. Then what is town? Town can be defined as the combination of what? Of many villages. The combination of many villages coming together. And in village, one of the example or one of the characteristics of a village is that they are from the same cultural background. But in town is opposite. And the population in town is more than that of the village. And also, when we talk about town may have social amenities that village do not have. And when we are talking about functions, in village, they perform a function like agricultural functions, like lumbering functions, like fishing functions, and all other functions at primary level. But in town, they perform a secondary, functions like industry, turning the raw materials from the village into a finished or semi-finished goods. And they also perform some secondary functions in town. So at the end of the day, what will you learn? You must know how to differentiate between a settlement that is called a village and a settlement that is called town. And it is the combination of this village that form a town. So it shows to us that town originated from a village. And if you want to go back, village originated from a hamlet. Hamlet originated from a farmstead, and farmstead originated from a homestead. That is the origin of settlement. But as far as local geography is concerned, our dealing is about village and town. Know their definition, know their function, and know the difference between village and town. Now let's come to local government and state. Now we are going to look at local government and state. In Nigeria, we have 774 local governments. Then when we talk about state, we have 36 states plus the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Now, local government is the combination, can be defined as the combination of town coming together to form a local government, and this local government merging together to form a state. So In this, we have looked at what local geography is. I've told us that local geography is the study of our local environment. Local environment, and we talk about environment, we talk about our physical environment. Physical environment like what? Physical environment like mountain, physical environment like rivers, physical environment like valleys, physical environment like even rocks that surround us. We study them, and in studying them give us a perception, about how some of the villages that are named, some of the local government, especially in Nigeria, are named. I've given us an example of a local government and also 2 states within the country that are named after a physical environment like river. Then we talk about the village. I said village is a small nucleated environment, and anyone, all of us, even the president of this country, is from a village, whether he likes it or not. He's from a village, and this village graduated from village to become a town, and from town the coming together of many of these towns as a result of development and growth lead to the creation or formation of local government. And when these local government come together, they can form what we call a state. And in Nigeria, we have 774 local governments in Nigeria and 36 states plus the federal capital territory. So at the end of this topic, you must know, number one, what is local geography. You must know how to define that. Then number two, what is a village? You can define it based on the population. The population is less than 1,000. So in that case, you can say that settlement is a village. Then you must know their function. The function of a village is purely at primary level. Lumbering, fishing, even small scale shopping and farming generally. And most of them, they came from the same cultural background. It can even be that they worship the same God, as I said. But when you come to town, town differs from village. Why? Because they perform a secondary functions. The coming together of this village or villages that form what we call town. So the difference between a town and a village, number one, you can look at their population. Number two, you can look at their functions. Then number three, you can even look at the location. But all what we know is that village and town, the name given to them, mostly they are from the physical features that we have around us. And this forming what we call local government. Local government is the coming together of many towns. And once they meet the constitutional requirement of any nation, they can be given a local government and also to a state. So with this, we have come to the end of this topic, local geography. And you must be able to answer the question. That is what we call self-assessment. At the end of every topic, you should answer the questions that follow. This will now give you the confidence that yes, you know what is local geography.